young girls, it's a different story. But when you come down with older women, especially somebody like me, that's done been divorced, I done been there.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on here, talk about that.
And I ain't finna get voodoo no third time. I ain't finna do it. 2 times was enough. I ain't finna do it no third time.
Wait a minute, hold up now. Talk about
wait, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, let him talk. Oh, wait a minute. This man say let you talk. He listening. Okay, come on. He wants to know.
He wants to know.
Who wanna know?
Where they gonna take it?
You heard it. Oh, I
just don't want to give him the answer.
Come on. Oh, shoot, this is good, people.
Figure it out.
This is the covenant meal.
The cat got your tongue?
Oh, look, you asked me something. What you want to know? What y'all want to know?
This man
first.
Huh?
Don't say.
We want him to
Oh, okay.
want him to figure it out.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting to hear what he's got to bring to the table.
Oh, okay. All right, Miss Carolyn, going back to the beginning. What you got to bring to the table?
And what age group is this we talking about?
Isn't good.
Huh?
All right, so what age group are we talking around? We talking about 50s and 60s and almost 70s?
So they're going to want something different from
Yeah.
their 20s and 30 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you got preacher right there, 40.
Yes,
You want
God.
something different.
A different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. So that's what you want. What does that lifestyle entail? A different lifestyle for you entails what?
A Christian lifestyle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Pour it over in the other one that's in the oven.
Changing. So now, since this is what you're looking for, have you qualified for what you're looking for?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
working on it.
You working on it? Because you will be an eligible man. But there's some shifting and changing that has to take place. Right. You can't still be in the world.
Can't do it overnight.
Well, let me say this to you. I want to get you that. It's the word. You need the word. It's obvious you can feel something in the air. You can feel something up in the air. You can feel something in the air, can't you? That man is very interested. But here is, on the other side, she's thinking, I need something very specific. So he said he wants a Christian life. And she said, you want what?
Me?
Yes. Pastor Shelia says she want what?
What I want, what, well?
What is it that you want that a man should bring to the table?
A David.
Say it again.
A David.
A David. Ooh. Okay, now we got to break it down. Now, okay, see now. Okay, here's what we got to do, because now if you want a man to produce now, you know, he ain't thinking from his feeling side. You got to break it down logically for him. What do you mean? Because he kind of know a little bit when she put a standard out.
David was a man after God's own heart.
Oh.
David loved the Lord with everything that was in him. David gave God his life.
That's what you're looking for. Come on. Tell
David, he loved to be in the presence of the Lord. He loved dancing. He loved singing. He loved worshiping. He loved playing on the harp. David was the man.
So in other words, you want you a man absolutely sold out to God.
She records right.
That's 100% correct.
That's right.
Okay.
That's 100%
Well,
correct.
now,
If he sold out to God, he gonna treat you right.
That's right. But then you got to look at it like this too. Okay. Not only is he sold out to God, but okay, you looking at a woman like me now. I have a calling. I have a ministry. Okay. Now, if that man is not sold out to God, how can he run with me?
Right.
bring me some cake.
If God say, you know, because we got to have things in common. Because the Bible said, how can two walk together except they what? Agree. See what I'm saying? Right. So therefore, we got to be on the same level, and we are agreeing.
Right.
And really, be honest with you, my desire is I don't want to be on the same level with my husband. I want him to be higher than me, so he can constantly be bringing me up. Okay? Okay, let's That's what I desire.
Okay.
I want you, because you know what? You covering me. I'm not gonna cover you. You are the one that cover the house. See what I'm saying? It's your responsibility. I'm right there with you, baby, but it's your responsibility to do that thing. Okay?
Yeah.
Anything else?
So this is good. So this tells me she's reachable. That's what that tell me. When he picked up and wanted to know, well, he really started to listen, want to hear what you got to say. So now, I can be the angel's advocate right now. And I can just go into a couple of things, but we ain't like Veronica. When this man came along, that man wanted to know, was he wasting his time? He came to church looking for a wife. Well, her standard was exactly what she said. She wanted a man of God. Well, now, what was your statement that you said? Let's see. Oh, shoot. Now, you got to know he come from the Kit Kat Club. So. He don't come to church. He don't come to church. But when she gave you her standard,
Right.
and that standard was pretty high.
Yeah.
Now, you got to imagine he coming straight out the world. He ain't coming from the church. Straight from the world. Now, what did you hear when you heard about the standards she said she wanted? Honestly, what was your first thought, honestly?
Honestly, was I thought they were too high.
You did?
I felt like I couldn't reach them. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Because
come on.
she was talking like, I said, what I supposed to do? Be a preacher? And that's funny how God shift things.
Oh, you better walk on in
I'm
here.
not telling you. That's the truth. God has the truth. I asked, I said, what I supposed to be, a preacher? And God got a sense of humor.
So you felt her standard was high.
Right.
Coming straight out the world.
Right.
And over here into the church, and she named a pretty hard list, didn't she?
She did, yeah. And she laid it out there, and I'm like, do I want to do this? It's mighty hard.
That was,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, tell
it
the
was
truth.
like I had to meet up to this standard in order to be with her, basically.
So what went across your mind? I remember you when you came to the church looking for a wife.
Right.
You came, yeah, he did. He came looking for a wife. He came straight from the world.
Right.
But I perceived this is a nice guy. We shouldn't throw him away. But you got to let him qualify. Here you've been living for God all these years.
Yeah.
I said, let me talk to see somebody. Look, they putting them thumbs up here now. This is a conversation they want to hear. We about to go in here now. Y'all listen. We going live. This is off the cuff. This is at the covenant.
This is raw right here.
Yeah, this is the covenant table, and so we are talking about covenant stuff right now at the table because I got some ladies out here and they want to know what it takes. So now here this man come in and she set a standard. Veronica set a standard for you. Your first honest thought was?
I can't meet up to these standards.
That what you said? You can't meet up to them?
In my mind.
Yeah.
But I could.
Oh my God. Well, now, let me get, I got
Yeah, that was in his mind, yeah. But he took
But until I submitted under the leadership of them, and then once I
Did you like your
really got saved and invite the Lord into my heart, it was a shift. That same day, I don't know if you remember, you prophesied to her, said that we supposed to be married. It was a shift that same day now.
This man wanted to be married so bad. He was really tired of the world. Now, I'm going to tell you, he was as far out in the world as they go. He was out there. You can sense, I don't think this is an accident that we're here in this subject matter. But I believe God's going to give you some answers. I believe you know who you want, It's just coming to the standard. And that's it. It's not like you vacillating who I really want. I know who I want. But can I reach the standard? God said yes. God said yes. He set this man here before you to show you it is obtainable. What looked like it's unattainable, God said it is obtainable. Now he was as far out as you go. He was way out there. This girl been serving God for years and years. And after coming out of a devastating marriage, that man broke her. That man broke her so bad till she was done with men. She didn't want a woman, but she was done with men. That's it. That's it. When he showed up, I just discerned. I said, this is it. This is really the man. But you got to bring the standard up. Bring the standard up and don't compromise the standard. I want to talk about that a little bit because Veronica wasn't like just anybody. Talk about what was her standard and what made you decide to make that change.
Well, I like on the first day I met her, she gave me so much information, and I'm like, wow, I'm just like in awe. She opening up to me, telling me some of her past experience and what she's been through in life. And then I'm like, oh, there's a lot of baggage. Do I want to put up with this?
Wow.
Like, I don't know, you seen the little cartoon with the devil on one side and the angel on one side. So after I talk with her, I'm going home, the devil saying, oh, you don't want to put up with that. I'm going home like, but then the angel there on the other side saying, yeah, this is what you need. I said, okay, this is what I need. Okay, I'm going back. And so I knew the standard was high. I knew it was things I need to do. I was staying way in Sandersville, and I had to drive an hour to get back to their church, and I would be there every Wednesday. I drove every Wednesday, hour, one way, just to show her and the Lord and everybody else that I was serious. And then God had me shipped off overseas for a whole year. And over there, I kept my Bible, I read it every day. And that's when I got into the Word whilst I was over there a whole year. And then they would even send tapes for me to listen whilst I was, over there. Making sure I'm still connected, what's going on back at the church. So, and then when I came back, I think
Well, what made you decide that you finally, this is the woman? What was it about her? Because with this tall list you had, that was enough to say, forget that. There's got to be a lot. There's got to be some more women out there where the standard ain't as high.
Well,
what made you settle and say, but this is the one I want? She had baggage?
Yes, she had baggage. Yes, she did.
You said you can get any woman.
I can get some women.
She can get some women. He said he should get some women. Y'all better listen close, honey. Listen close.
Yeah. But women do need to put their standards up there. They don't need to just take any kind of say, I'm going to take this man and whatever. You're supposed to have a standard.
Come on here.
Set that standard and don't go no lower than that standard. Because men will say anything to get with you. They'll tell you they love you when they don't. They just trying to get somewhere, But I saw in her, like I said, I was observing her from afar as she mingled in church and, when we were together. And I saw how kind she was to everybody else, and she was helpful to anybody that needed help. And to me, that's like, okay, if I know I marry her, she gonna be a help for me.
Wow.
And see, that was important. I need someone that's gonna have my back. Mm-hmm. And even though I think the first year when I married her, I knew she had my back. What woman gonna go out there in the door hot junkyard. I'm pulling the darn transmission out. What woman gonna go out there with you and stay out there? It's about 100 degrees. What?
Jesus, yeah.
She remember she was out there with me.
What?
And I said, this woman got my back.
Sound like her. Sound like her.
Sound like her?
Sound like her.
She got my back. And see,
She'll work on cars and everything.
Really?
Oh, her. No job too good for her.
Is that what interests you in her? I mean, I did it with y'all, didn't I?
Yeah, you met.
I did what y'all did. Yes, I just call it what it is. It's something that has caused you to say, I saw how you perked up and you wanted to hear what was her standard. I got to get back here. Hold on here. Oh, y'all see this? Now we talking a different age group over here now. Okay, now, but I saw how you really wanted to know what was the standard, and boy, I said, wait a minute now, this guy really interested. He ain't playing no games. He really is interested. So what is the standard? But it didn't sound like something that's unattainable. This is why God put this man here, so that you can see it is attainable. He was as far out as they go. He was in the world, way in the world. She had a nice long list. And I'm telling you what, he decided she's worth it. See, when you found the one that you really want, then that, my husband always told me, when a man love a woman, there ain't anything he won't do for her.
That's right.
Now, my husband always told me that. He said, Denise, let me tell you something.
That's right.
There ain't no distance a man will go, and there is nothing a man won't do when he really, really love a woman. If he really love her. If he ain't really love her, everything is too much. But if he love her, he'll cross the ocean, the sea. He's willing, because he said, I found the one who makes my heart say, this is home. This is home. This is where I want to be. I'll sell out everything for it. That's the same way Jesus said, when a man find the pearl of great price, when he find that pearl, he gives up everything just to follow him. When a man really find the woman he wants, ain't nothing she asking is too much. Especially if she ain't one of these gold diggers now. I ain't talking about them kind. We ain't talking about the kind. I'm talking about someone who is a real heart substance. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do? What are the odds for God to show up at the covenant table and back up to say, okay, do you really want to know what it takes to get her? You disqualified yourself, not God. You did. The mindset that you hold, you think you can't reach that level. Not only can you reach this level, you will surpass that level. And you have to lose the mindset to think, well, I ain't going to be no preacher. Who said it was going to be a preacher? You can be such a weighty man of God and not be a preacher. There's a man on television, him and his wife, Joyce. I forgot the husband name, but she's Joyce. What is it? Dave?
Yeah.
Dave. That's right.
Yeah, Dave,
Joyce and Dave Meyer. He'll tell you quick. That ain't for me to be out there. People try to push me in the front. That ain't my call. My call is to undergird her.
And that's what he does.
And he makes her look amazing because he carries the weight. This is the thing that people think that, well, maybe I got to be this. No, you don't have to be. You only be what God made you. But you can be a strong man of God and not have to preach. The key is, can you match where she's at? Could you catch her if she falls? Could you pray her through? Yes, you can. Because nobody got there overnight.
That's right.
And all he doing is answering your own question. If this is where you really want, this is the lady you want, he said, that's so simple. You fall in love with him and let him bring you up. Then that's all it requires. That then God will allow the standard to be met. It's got to be somebody strong enough to handle what the call is. And the stronger she is as tender on the inside. She really is. But she might come off as if I got it. No. It ain't she ain't. But the qualifications, I done it twice. So now the man got to love God. Did I do this with y'all? I walked right on up in there. I walked right in there because he just wanted to know. I walked past and I heard it in my spirit. And I said to her, this man want to know, is he wasting his time, Veronica? I didn't know he was at that in his mind. What did you have going on in your mind?
Do she really want to be married or she just want to be friends? So I was getting that vibe that she want to just be friends. I got enough friends. You know.
Stop playing these games. Stop playing. Y'all, you are live. You're at the covenant meal. Listen, I'm just dealing with some live stuff. This is church outside the box. You know, you got people who trying to find who is their God mate, not soulmate, God mate. You need the person that match you in the kingdom. Someone that go far beyond your soul. And so when I walked past them, I heard in my spirit. So I stopped. I was minding my own business. And I happened to pass them. And as soon as I passed him, I felt his thoughts. That's why I said to her, this man won't know is he wasting his time. Because this is a mark in his time. If you ain't interested, don't waste this man's time. This man really came, he really interested. At least tell him there's a chance. That's all he wanted to know. She said, well, yeah. Oh, so and here they are. How long y'all been married now?
18 years.
18.
Y'all want to see who these people are? Let me show you. Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
This is her husband. Is the camera on you?
Yeah.
There. And that's his wife. Do you see yourself? And this is the man that's interested. And that lady over there, I said, she know he interested. I'm just trying to clear the air. I'm just trying to help him clear the air and get down to the logistics of what it's going to take. Look at Taquika.
She on there?
Taquika is hollering and laughing. She going to say, oh, there go mama.
There she go.
But you know, you got people that want to know, you know, how to come from where I am to nabbing what I really want. That lady had to be clear. She was clear. She just said, here's what I want. A man after God's own heart. What does that look like? See, that would be the question I would ask. What does that look like? You know, at 69, you ain't getting no younger. So you got to make some real decisions. You ain't getting younger. And you don't just marry anybody at 69. Not at 69. But something tells me, you know in your heart, this is what I want. Is it? Keep it. It's okay to tell it. Because God is at the table. She's saying one thing, but I'm going to tell you like this. Let me go on and bust up like this. That when you qualify, even when they saying no, I got the badge of 43 years. Y'all see that? I told my man no. I said no. 43 years later, that man stood his ground. That man know he heard God. The Bible said when a man find a wife, he finds a good thing. Now she a wife, but is she your wife? How you know if she your wife? Qualify. This is live. This is Dr. Denise Walker live. Oh, if y'all think that's, y'all better catch me tomorrow up close and personal. Up close and personal, gonna be popping and hot. But we're at the covenant meal. And this is what happened then. But God's giving this man some answers because that man is just dwelling around. He found who he wants at 69. I'm going to help you qualify. You need someone to help you qualify. My husband and I got to help you qualify. And that's a simple qualification. She said a man after God's own heart. It ain't money that can get me. You need to be somebody who loves God with everything inside of them. That's simple. That ain't as hard as you think. We trained this man. We got him in the Word. We taught him principles. Now he ain't here for Veronica. He started out for Veronica, but it left Veronica. Now he here for Jesus now. Because he done fell in love with God. And now her heart is safe. That's what she wants. She said, I need my heart safe. I need to know you're going to be here. You're going to love God, not for me, but love God because you love God for real. Not a sugar daddy. That won't work at this age. You need somebody sold out. So he's just telling you, this is not hard as you suppose. You just need someone to help develop your walk in God. That's what you need. And when you develop your walk in God, this 1 year later, this man was married. He married that girl. 1 year later. Probably would have been sooner than that if he'd have still been in the U.S. Because he qualified. He qualified. Now he can't, you a little bit better off than he was. He was a rank sinner. You at least got some of God around you. We just want to get a good understanding. Y'all watching live. Look at Christy. Christy say, that's it. Listen, I told you they're going to start coming. They say, that's it. This is what we talking about. I'll take another little piece of that, if you don't mind. Hey, y'all, throw a few questions. What y'all want me to ask them? Look, Christy. Christy. What you want me to... See, we showed up at this dinner table, and that's the man here that really got his eyes on Pastor Shelia. But I'm just putting it on out there because it is what it is, honey. And the only reason she fighting it is because you have to qualify, that's all. Because you're a nice guy. I'm going to tell you're a nice guy. You ain't a bad-looking fella. You got good at work ethics.
Would you like some whipped cream?
Yeah, give me some whipped cream too. I think y'all need to pull a harness on me. Look, Christy say, oh my. See, but here's the key with me. I just come on out and help folks. She know you like him. She know that. But this was the covenant table. What is God doing at this covenant table? You can't get no further until you come up. But at least come eligible. If this is the gal you want, I will get eligible. That's a simple fix. Isn't that right, Christy? Christy say, make him come.
What did she say? Make him come to make it?
Now, make him come on up, Pastor Shelia. She ain't kicking you out. But she said he got to qualify. I said, this got to be qualified. I've been tricked twice. She ain't being tricked the second time. If it ain't, it ain't it. She be said, that ain't it. Shut it down. But it ain't it when your status. But shift the status. Life can be a whole lot different. Nantucket staying quiet, say, don't start with me. She said, I'm not even getting in here. Listen, y'all talking live. This is Real Talk Live. Taquika is screaming.
Quicker, you need to call me.
I'm telling you, she ain't found it though. Hey, what you say? He said, I know Nantucket. Y'all, we're at the
Oh my goodness.
covenant table. And this is where God comes down. I think he don't come down at this table. Sound like to me, do you feel like he don't come down at the table? I feel like he don't come down at this table. Something is happening. It's going to be bust up. And something new is going to break out.
Yeah.
Something, I said, do you sense that? You sense something is different is happening. You didn't just wonder in here. We didn't just get on this subject. God is saying, I'm going to do something. You've been spying this lady for a long time. See, they ain't resisting me either. Because it's the truth. And she know it too. Her hesitation being because that's why she went on and told you, this is my thing. My thing is, I need a man after God's heart. I ain't even looking. Don't even talk to me unless we got that. That's doable. I don't blame her.
It's all about relationships.
Go on, Nam Tucker. Go Nam Tucker.
All about it. And all of them.
What you say?
Yeah, all of them.
What you say? Say it again, baby.
I said it's all about relationships.
Let me let y'all hear that.
All of them. It's not just couples. It's relationship. All of them. Yours with God, you with your friends,
Right.
your family.
Your family,
It's
yeah.
about relationship, and you need to recommit to them because they're all work.
They all at work. What you say about that?
They all work.
Elder, what you got to say about all this in this room?
This is good.
This is good.
God doing something.
God is doing something.
God doing something.
I know, you can feel it. Somehow the presence of angels has walked in the room. I'm aware when heaven has come down. Heaven has come down in this room. You want to ask yourself, why did God show up at this table? What is God doing that we've been blind to? What is God doing?
We have a lot of garbage in us that needs to come out.
Say that again, Nantucket.
We have a lot of garbage in us that needs to come out.
Look at what they said. Let me tell you what they said. God had to come where they were. Yo, let's hear this. This is good. It says, God had to come where they were. No more tipping toe around. Oh my God, you are right. No more tipping toe around because it's something that's happened in the air. And I know it ain't the devil. Something is happening. Do you witness that something in the air?
There's something happening.
Something is happening. Something is happening up in this house. Let me see what this baby say. She said, y'all want to hear? Let go and let God operate, sir. Submit to the Father, sir. God is doing something. And then brought you a witness here. This is a witness. This man was a rank sinner. Sweet sinner, but he was a sinner.
Ransom.
Yeah, he was without God. There they go. They popping. Look at it popping.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I'm going to give y'all just a few more minutes and then we come out. These are eager people. These are folks that waiting on theirs. Y'all got a question before I get off? Any question you like to know? I got two men here sitting here. They can answer you. Ladies, what question you want to ask these men? What question y'all want to ask? What you say, Veronica?
They got them.
Questions?
They got questions.
They got questions. Well, come on in with it. Oh, listen, Christians say it's real, y'all. This is real. What else they say? Oh, yeah. Let's see what that... Hey, Lisa Lee. How are you? Oh, Miracle on here watching. Deandra, I need you to drop some questions down here Oh, here's a new one. Wait a minute, let's see what they're saying. Chikrika, what's your question? Y'all, you watching live. This is Dr. Denise Walker. This is out of the box, up close and personal. But tomorrow we're gonna go in part 2 with what I told you. I want y'all to see how abuse affects your children. And honey, something is being in the making right now, but we're trying to see what it is. You gotta love me.
We do.
Nantucket, we just would talk about it up the road. Yeah. What we was talking about?
We're talking about the covenant table.
Christy is hollering. Christy, you gotta love me because I just come on out the shoot and let's deal. This is the covenant table, y'all. The covenant meal. Something is going on in the atmosphere.
You gotta go for a walk now.
Something is.
I'm gonna figure out what y'all was talking about on.
Oh, look, they say we know. Come on. We can feel it. You can wait a minute. Hold on. Wait 1 minute. Here's the question. Here they come. Oh boy, they shooting them fast. I say, was Miss Veronica nervous after she set her was you nervous after you set your standard? Come on, let me get the next question. Somebody said, my God.
Were you nervous after you set your standards? After you told him your standards?
Evening, my love.
Not at all.
You wasn't scared he was going to run away?
No, ma'am. He did. I remember what the scripture said. God said that he that findeth a wife obtains favor from the Lord. So I said, well, so that means you need to go and get some favor. go and get in God's face, and he'll help you with the rest. That's what I said.
Oh, wow. Y'all heard.
So I did.
So you hold up him now, what? You
I
did.
went and got the favor. I got saved, and he turned things around.
Y'all, this is good. I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes of this, but it's real good up in here at this covenant meal. Man, this is a real show up in here.
Another question?
Oh, somebody said another question. Come on here, shoot another question. That's Miss Veronica. Or if y'all got a question from Mr. Ivy, okay, here they go. Miss Veronica, were you praying to be married? Or maybe praying for a particular characteristic in a mate?
I was married before, so I said I don't do good with that. I don't do good with putting a particular characteristic on a mate. After the first time, I said, bump that. I said, well, I wasn't studying being married again until I got this prophetic word. I was in the line. And I pushed everybody in front of me. I said, y'all can get to stepping because I'm being married before. I was just being obedient. They said, if you don't have someone, get in line for a mate. So I said, okay, great. I was let everybody get in front of me. Then they said that this particular person, I said, okay, because I sure wasn't expecting. I'm telling you, this particular person is going to love you and your daughter like their own. And then I got another prophetic word, and I sure wasn't looking for that. They said, well, he's going to be this height, and he's going to be your complexion. So don't you be bringing me no short man and a short man and a dark complexion man, because he won't be the one.
I'm not dark, am I?
You see, same complexion. See that? And so.
Y'all miss.
So after all of that happened, then I said, well, Lord, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I can't. I don't have a list. I just want somebody to love me for me, and that they and I want them to marinate, saturate in you, love you with all their heart, and love me for me. And that was honestly my list. And I said, so, amen. I had a short list.
Let me see what they say.
She'll mess with it.
Okay, Carolyn done got in.
She done went out.
He said, okay, so it wasn't in your mind, but was it on God's mind? But it was on God's mind. Also, there you go, y'all. Let me see if I missed any more questions. I can't get that right now. I'm in the middle of a hot interview. You people, I gotta go. Y'all catch me tomorrow. Y'all want to catch this here tomorrow, and let's see what the progress, what's going on at this covenant meal, because there's something wonderful happening. So, all right, I'll catch y'all later. This is the covenant meal where Jesus is Lord. Why? Question. Oh, let's get that communion. Now it's time for communion. Now, something powerful about to happen there, because something done happened up in here. You better recognize, I'm telling you, something done happened up in here. I think God done heard you, man. You better pay attention. Don't you feel like something done happened? Something done happened up in here. You can feel it in the air. Now, one thing I know about a woman, if she ain't ready, she'll tell you straight up. Bing, 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 bing. This communion, we got to get ready. All right, people. We get ready to host communion at this dinner covenant table, covenant meal. And look what done happened at this table. This is some kind of something at this table. We just have to have communion and seal. And let's see what God is up to. Catch me live tomorrow. Well, y'all catch me after church. But it's going to be hot and popping, okay? You hear what he said? Hey, y'all tell me, would y'all like to see a live interview with Mr. I? She says she's scared. She says she's scared. Look.
For tomorrow.
Would y'all like to see a live interview between a woman and a man? Would y'all like to? Y'all hit me up and tell me. And then if y'all like to see that, oh my God, that's a double thumbs up.
Oh my word.
You mean you would like to see Mr. Ivy and Pastor Shelia up and let me do a live interview to see, I want to get inside the mind of a man and the mind of a woman.
But we did that tonight.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
He ain't say nothing.
Oh.
He ain't talking to them. He ain't. Yeah, you did. You done.
Yeah.
She look. They said yes, of course.
Yeah, y'all got to interview him now.
I'm not.
Look, they said we missed it. No, tomorrow we're gonna do some good live stuff tomorrow. Y'all just check us out. It's going to be powerful, popping hot. This was service live tonight, but it was outside the box. Now we fist to do from the covenant meal, and this is what the covenant meal is supposed to look like. The presence of God to show up, and every one of us witness in this house something in the atmosphere done shifted. Something has happened.
Dr. Denise. Okay.
Sound to me like God is up to something.